In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 different recipes that I eat and make regularly every single week. They're all really healthy, plant-based, gluten-free recipes that are relatively low calorie, and they're all really simple to make. So if you guys are looking for more plant-based, gluten-free, healthy recipes just like these ones that you are about to see today, make sure you hit that subscribe button below because I'm going to be pumping out so many more healthy recipes just like these ones today, and I don't want you to miss out on anything awesome in the future. So let's get started with my number 5 most popular dish that I make on the regular. Alright you guys, we're starting off with these totally delicious barbecue chicken Caesar wraps that are absolutely 100% vegan. Wraps are just awesome because they're so simple to make and they take hardly any time to whip up. For this recipe, all I did was I air fried some soy curls with some barbecue sauce, and then I threw them in a tortilla with some homemade Caesar dressing that I also tossed with some greens, added some fresh sliced cucumbers, a little bit of plant-based mozzarella, or you could use Parmesan cheese or skip the vegan cheese altogether if that's your thing. And then you have a totally filling and satisfying and high protein lunch idea. These are great for school or work lunches. They're portable. They are just so dang yummy, and yeah, they're just very convenient, and I make these kinds of wraps all the time. Moving on to number 4 in our countdown are these awesome sheet pan fajitas. Like seriously, who does not just totally love fajitas? By making them as a sheet pan meal, they come together really easily and quickly, and they're just so dang yummy, you guys. So basically, you just need to grab yourself a few sheet pans, toss a few sliced bell peppers into your sheet pans, and then you can also add any other vegetables that you need to use up, like some mushrooms. I also always add red onion. That's kind of a classic fajita veggie combo, and then you can add in any kind of plant-based protein that you like. I often tend to go for soy curls, but you can also use some cubed tofu or tempeh. Then you can add a little bit of oil and some fajita spices. You can really use any spices you like, but if you're looking for a fajita spice blend, it's in the recipe that is linked below for you. Give them all a toss, and then all you gotta do is roast them for like 30 minutes, and boom, your meal is practically made for you. Now you can choose how you want to enjoy them. I often will enjoy them in a bowl if I don't really feel like eating them in a wrap or a tortilla, or if I just don't have any of those on hand, and they're delicious. Pair them up with some greens and some grains, and then you can top it off with some salsa and sour cream, or of course you can enjoy them traditionally in a corn tortilla, or you can wrap them up in like a burrito style situation, and it is just such a delicious, quick, and easy meal that I make all the time, you guys. Moving on to number 3 in the countdown is this miso mushroom ramen. Now I am a noodly kind of girl, and sometimes I just crave a nice hot steaming bowl of noodly deliciousness, and this miso mushroom ramen never disappoints. So the recipe is very simple. Start by sauteing some aromatics in a stock pot like ginger, garlic, green onions, and then you can add your sliced mushrooms and broccoli, and then you're gonna add some miso paste and gochujang plus a little bit of soy sauce. These are gonna add so much delicious, savory, umami, spicy flavor. And then to finish cooking them, add some mushroom broth or veggie broth and cook until all the veggies are tender and soft. And then you can add in a can of coconut milk for a little extra creaminess if you like. And then if you have any extra green onion, add that in for another pop of bright flavor. And there you have it. This meal is always super satisfying and filling. And it's one of those meals that does not take long at all, especially when you have very little motivation but are just craving something that is so comforting, hearty, and warming. I often, of course, will pair it with some cooked ramen noodles. Mine are these brown rice ramen noodles that are packed with extra protein. And speaking of protein, if you want, you can always add some tofu or edamame like I add here. And this just is always such a satisfying meal that the whole family will love, and it comes together in hardly any time at all. I'd say definitely under 30 minutes, and these are just so good, and I always make some sort of soup like this once a week. Moving on to number 2 in our countdown is this awesome pumpkin Thai red curry. I make curries all the time because they require very few ingredients and are very adaptable to whatever you happen to have on hand. So usually how I start my curries is I saute some aromatics like onion and garlic, and in this case I added some Thai red curry paste, and then to help kind of build the sauce and make it extra creamy, I added some tomato sauce as well as pumpkin puree and a can of coconut milk. This just makes the sauce so creamy and luscious. And then I added some chopped pumpkin. Now you could use any other vegetable you like. If squash or pumpkin isn't really what you're feeling like, you could use carrots or bell peppers or whatever veggie you want. And then you just let the sauce cook down for about 20 minutes until it deepens in color, add a little bit of extra salt and pepper, and you are basically done. This is so filling because of the extra plant-based protein we added with the chickpeas, but I often will make this with tofu or tempeh as well, and it's just one of those meals that is so hearty and comforting and satisfying, but doesn't require very much time at all to make. It's a one-pot meal, and it just always turns out so delicious. It's something I make pretty much a variation on at least once a week, and it just makes for really quick, comforting meals that the whole family will love. All right, we have reached number 1 in our countdown, which is this awesome Instant Pot pasta. I could not have made this video without including some form of pasta. Pasta is just one of those super easy meals that we all know and love, and making it in an Instant Pot is one of the most convenient ways for us to make our pastas. So this is how I often like to make it. So I'll saute down some onions and mushrooms or garlic, I'll add some herbs and seasonings, and then I'll add a jar of pasta sauce or marinara sauce, plus a little bit of extra cooking liquid. Then I'll add something like olives, or you can add whatever you want. And then in this case I added some red wine vinegar to add a little bit extra tang and some maple syrup. Then I added some chickpea pasta. Now we pretty much exclusively use chickpea pasta because it's super high in protein, which is great if you exercise a lot and you are wanting to eat more high protein in your meals. And then anyway, you just pressure cook your pasta until it's al dente, and then if you want, you can add extra greens or any like wilted greens that are in your fridge. This is a great way to add a little bit of extra nutrition to your meals. Then you just let those greens wilt for a few minutes, and then your pasta is pretty much good to go. I love cooking pasta in my Instant Pot because it's just so convenient and hands-off, and it turns out great every time. Pastas are just so delicious and comforting, and the whole family loves pasta. Each of the recipes that you saw in this video today are linked in the video description below for you. So if you want a more in-depth look at any of the recipes that you saw in the video, you can just scroll down there, find the recipe that you want, and while you're down there scrolling, make sure you hit that subscribe button while you're at it, and hit that like button. It really helps boost the algorithm for us, and it shows this video to other people just like you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!